Hi everybody, Doug Reid here again with you. When I was doing classes for Shopsmith, it was very common that I would hear this question or complaint. And the complaint was, when I go to move my rip fence and I slide it back and forth, and then I lock it down, it moves a little bit on me. The solution, by the way, is what Susan and I used to talk about in our classes as a head slapper. It's one of those, once you hear the answer, you go, well, of course. So let's look at that and see if we can get you fixed up on it. Thanks. So let's have a closer look at the problem and the solution. The problem is this: as you're sliding your fence, very often we'll put our hands up here and we'll move the fence back and forth. Well, as you can see, there's enough play in this that I can cock that a little bit. And of course, if I get it over here, get it set exactly where I want it, and I lock the lock down, and we all know to lock the bottom lock first, well, there's movement right there. Now, it doesn't really show up in this frame. Let's see if I can get it a little better. Now, let's try this. If you look right along this edge, let's take a look at that. Say that I've got it cocked just a touch there, and then I lock it. Yeah, you can see that movement. It's quite a bit. Look right down here on this end. Well, that's going to spoil your cut. It's a very simple solution on this. As I said, we used to call this one the head slapper. All it is a little bit of technique. When you go to move your fence, don't put your hands up on top. Put your hand back here on the casting and simply push in first. And what that does is draws the fence in parallel to the blade. And as we slide it, it stays parallel to the blade, so we can set it to whatever distance we want, lock it down, and you've eliminated that movement. What kind of prompted me to do this video was I had an email tonight from a fellow who had inherited one of these from his father, and he said, "Oh, that fence won't stay square." And I've heard that so many times over the years, I thought I'd take a minute and show it to you. Almost immediately when he said that, I knew what he had was the 510 fence. And this is the 510 fence. And this was sort of notorious for that problem. It had a different architecture to it. It rides on this tube like this. And when you tighten that down, when you move it back and forth, and then tighten the knob here, it really wanted to pull off one way or the other. So the same idea, simply push in with your hand on the casting, slide it back and forth, and that problem will go away. One more comment on the 510 fence, and I had forgotten about this until just now, but this is something else we used to tell everyone. You see there's a set screw right here, or there would be. There's a hole for a set screw there. And the problem with that is, if that moves, if it vibrates at all and moves in or out, it can throw your alignment off. So what I've always recommended to everybody, and as you can see I've done in here, take that set screw out of there. Just get rid of it. The reason for the set screw was for an operation that we no longer do, which is to offset the fence slightly. So it's for a disc sanding operation, and you can read about that in your manual. Much better way to do that, by the way, is with a conical sander. That's a really nice tool. I'm going to do a video on that here one of these days. But get that set screw out of there. Make sure that you put your hand against it, slide it back and forth, lock it down, and it'll work like a charm. I hope that helps. If you like this video, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe and comment. Thanks.